I wonder how long Galor keeps his eyes open. Because there's glory in this house, Stuart. Because he's in DS9 several times.
That's true. Glory to you and your house that you're sitting in watching us, maybe.
Unless
Or
you're on a
work.
park bench.
Or car. Or toilet. That's still in your house, maybe.
Those half dozen of you on the toilet, greetings and good luck. We're all counting on you.
It's so good to know that we can join you on the toilet.
Join us on the toilet. Welcome back. Hi, Stuart. What we doing today on the Trekyards, and how is it? A sequel to yesterday, because it is.
Well, yesterday we talked about your favorite Deep Space Nine characters. Got lots. It was great. And of course, we're Trekyards, so we love the ships. So today we're doing ships. DS9 ships, specifically. Yes. Any ships that showed up in Deep Space Nine.
Yes. Because we like doing this sort of variant in our theme, and there's that lovely little clarification here, because of course it isn't just a ship in DS9, it's how that ship was in DS9. So for example, if it's like in Voyager, there is technically a Dominion bug ship that shows up, and so in reviewing it, we would not review when we're going to Voyager. It wouldn't be its appearance in DS9, it'd be its appearance in Voyager. So it's kind of an interesting subset. So there is, and I was going to say, it does include DS9 movies, but there aren't DS9 movies. But it includes anything DS9, yeah. So you can do a lot of the TNG stuff, but it will be differently scored to how it was back in the day.
Yeah.
Last week for TNG.
Back in the day, last week. Wow.
Yes.
I already feel old enough as it is. You don't have to do that on top of it.
So yeah, interesting. And also, not that we're clarifying, not that you get to choose this, but there is, in DS9, there was the swap between miniatures and CG. So a lot of these ships were originally miniature with their limited motion, and then a lot of them became CG, and then were in these giant space battles. So unlike TNG, where we were lucky that they moved a bit, DS9 had that motion, and Voyager had it from almost day one, because they embraced that slightly earlier, and then lots of ships. So it's an interesting show where a lot of these ships then, there's the CGI version. For example, there are several Defiants, and while that's not relevant to this necessarily, but there is like 5 Defiants throughout the show. And if you're looking at really comparative detail, you could vote them as different versions, but that's not the point here today. It's just to define it as a ship, not the model, etc. So there's 2 Dominion cruisers, or Jem'Hadar cruisers, but one was a miniature, one's early CG, one was seen like twice, and then was replaced by a proper replica of the miniature. But it's so far away and blurry, you can't see it clear enough to know. You just know it's different because you can tell based on basic shapes. It's like, I've never seen it up close, right?
Yeah.
Still the cruiser.
Yes.
That's the red tape out of the way. How are you doing, Stuart?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good. Yeah, I'm hoping that rendering gets rendering while I render doing this. I'm hopeful.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, if you read the pinned comments, guys, today, because there is a lot of ships in Deep Space Nine, but not as many as characters. So this is a $5 Super Chat day. So if you can, please do, and let us know your favorite ship. We will discuss it, and if you disagree with our assessment, you can move them up and down on the board.
Yes.
This is the way.
This is indeed the way. All right. I forgot to take some water, but I will quickly do the water, and then come back. But I'll start showing right now.
Okay, well, there you go. Guys, hit that like button. 21 of you here, 11 likes. Let's get those likes up to 20 if we can. If you haven't hit like yet, please do so. And also consider joining the channel. There's a join button down there. You can click that and see what the options are to join, or head on over to Patreon/Trekyards as another way to help the channel and join us as well. Join us. One of us. One of us. One of us. Also, just be sure to hit that like button. Like I said, that's a free way. Or make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell icon to all so you don't miss any of the content that we provide. Lots of lives, lots of edited content, and of course, reviews of new Star Trek, including Lower Decks, which is currently on now, which you'll see our review on Friday, and also upcoming stuff like Strange New Worlds, Section 31, and anything else. Starfleet Academy, when it comes out. You know the routine. We love all Star Trek. We're going to talk about it all. So make sure you're joining the channel, or at least subscribed. Also, be sure to let us know what your favorite DS9 ships are, and we will definitely take a look at them and talk about them here today. And join us every week for these kind of things because we love doing this kind of stuff. So just make sure you're subscribed and notified and all that stuff so you don't miss any of the content. And if you can join the channel, please do so. Also, there are links down below to the Teespring and the TeePublic store. There's Trekyards merch. Didn't know if you knew that, but now you do. There's no excuse. So check them out and look at the options for cool stuff to get, from phone cases to mugs to T-shirts to shower curtains to socks. Yes, Trekyards socks. Pillows, blankets. There's a lot of stuff you can get through those things. So click the links down below, and yeah, let's get underway with Deep Space Nine ships. Yours choice.
Hello, I'm back. Greetings.
Hello, you're back.
Howdy. Howdy. All right, where we starting?
Olivia with $5 says Enterprise D, the pilot episode of Deep Space Nine.
So straight away, you see how much I prepped.
I know, I saw. I was there.
And
Olivia, your $2 one for Dan's suggestion would have to be 5. So sorry. Somebody wants to throw in 3 to up it. That's cool.
Yeah, we're a community site. All right, Enterprise D. Now, does she want Enterprise D or Galaxy class?
Well, she said Enterprise D specifically, so.
Hey, fair. So it's one appearance, docked, which this isn't even the shot. This is the TNG shot. But I'm assuming this is the same shot. Just yeah, okay, yeah, it's the same shot. They just added there's a planet in it in the original version, because obviously they're around Bajor. Well, it looks pretty. It's wrongly scaled. It doesn't do as much as Challenger, or Challenger. Maybe Challenger? The other one.
Yeah, it was Challenger. No, it wasn't. It was...
The one that got blown up. And ain't no Venture, where they added some stuff on.
Anyway, yes.
It does nothing, Stuart. Absolutely.
Well, it hands the baton off from TNG to DS9,
yes.
Basically. It's like, hey, we know you exist. We're giving you a bump. Here you go. Yeah, that's what it is. And, it's great to see it. But yeah, it's a very short appearance, so I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, my guts is F because it's in it non-existently.
But the name Enterprise bumps it up to D.
Okay.
There's no E for Enterprise.
Okay. Legacy factor. You can't put Enterprise D in the corner.
Yes, nobody puts baby in a corner.
There you go. He got it. He knew.
Maybe old, but I'm not dumb. Listen to this guy.
Yeah.
I can see what kind of day it's gonna be.
Joyous.
And glorious. It's a good day to die, I guess. Moving on. What is next? We got Ray Ricks with £5. The USS Bathon.
Now that's interesting.
Which one's that?
Because I thought that was I know it's a Intrepid, but apparently says the internet it was also a Nebula class.
Oh.
Interesting. Which is what he clarified.
So
is it 2 in different? It's interesting.
Well, I don't know. Classic for Real's not here. I think he's the one that I was always on about the... No, who is it? Somebody comes into my... That might be Terrence. Regardless, somebody loves the Nebula class. And this one looks very sporting. I can't remember where it is in Deep Space Nine, though.
Well, it's the initial Fleet 359 where they actually did fleet shots.
Oh, okay.
So it's the Nebula from that battle. Hence, this is its shot where it flies by camera.
It looks good.
I mean, that's great. It's an impressive scene. It's good to see. They realised what TNG never did. The battle. This would look glorious in HD. I mean, this would be right up our alley. Finally seeing that battle in HD that we've never seen before. I mean, I guess D definitionally, because it's about in it as much as Enterprise D. But it does something we've never seen before, kind of a fleet ship. I think it's in 2 shots, maybe?
So it should be F, because we're going to put the Enterprise at F, but the legacy factor of the Enterprise made it D. So
Yeah, but it's also cooler. It goes pew pew.
well, that's fair in a battle situation. Sure, let's bump it up then.
Okay, all of D might go to F anyway. By contrast, we'll see. Because if that's our criterion, what's an F, right? Dunno. We'll find out. We'll find out. I'm sure you guys will make us find out. So it's fine.
Yeah, not a band account. It's a $5 super chat day. So I'm gonna put another 3 for that one. We will. Moving along though, Olivia's that's in $2. Dan's suggestion: the USS Ventura, and then she added the $3 to top it up. I think Dan said Venture, but
yeah, spell checks are real important.
Oh, absolutely they are. I've been telling people that for years.
I mean, not for me, of course.
Especially Olivia.
Okay.
So yeah, Venture class, the USS Venture, I guess.
The very, 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 very subtly different variant.
Cool. What's so subtle and different about it?
So of course, Stuart. This is the USS Venture. This is the Dominion War variant of the Galaxy-class. And by that I mean it was after All Good Things. So they had a film and model change to be All Good Things, and they did not remove the additional phaser strips from the top of the nacelles.
Oh, perfect.
So it actually is a heavily equipped version that is absolutely canon, no worries, because they didn't want to break the model by taking them off. So it is a phaser strip enhanced Galaxy-class.
There's nothing wrong with that. I like that addition.
That's great.
Perfect.
I'm going to give it a D as well, in the same way that it's such a nice thing of, like, they made the effort to make a new miniature shot for this. They didn't have to, right? Because they had already broken the model in a sense to be the other ship. So it had to be a new shot. So then, they didn't have to keep doing new shots. And it's cool to see, another cool,
What does it do in the episode, though?
That's the shot. Why are you laughing?
So shouldn't it be an F? Actually, you said D, but I was thinking C, because it's an improvement on the Galaxy-class. It's like that next iteration heading towards the Galaxy X, possibly, maybe, with those additions to the nacelles.
But it's only in this one shot.
All right, so tell me where you want to put it.
No, like I said, D, because it does one little thing unique enough that's interesting. So unbottom barrels.
D's got a great lineup of ships already. Wow.
They've all got the same damn saucer.
Matt Yarrington, $5. Intrepid-class USS Bellerophon. Bellerophon. It's Bellerophon. Or Bellerophon. Bellerophon is what it's called. Anyway, NCC 74705, as seen in Inter Arma Enum Silent Legis. Yes. Season 7, Episode 16. Well, there it is.
In 2 shots, I believe.
Ah. Okay, I can't specifically remember.
Okay, this is the Section 30 episode where they go to Romulus to kill.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a really unique episode. All the Intrepid sets, Admiral Ross, Sloane, the Great Admiral from really distinct episode. And
I remember now.
And that lovely kind of short Romulan lady who's sympathetic, and then really good episode, really interesting.
So B.
Why?
Because it's a really interesting episode, and you see the interior of the ship, and because why not?
Oh, why not?
Can't be D, because we are quickly running out of D real estate.
Yeah, we tend to run out of D in this.
Want to go C?
Yes, it doesn't do enough, obviously, to get above that, but it is definitely, it's really nice to see, and it could be any goddamn ship, and they should have used the Intrepid-class more. You have millions of dollars worth of standing sets to play with, and they never did.
Because they were always filming Voyager.
Yeah, but you force them to go in a cave or something.
A cave episode?
Yeah.
Those are always the worst.
Oh. Fine.
All right, C it is for the Bolerathon.
Because
All
they're
right.
not, they're not here at DS9 episode. These are all one scene, basically, of ships currently. So nothing that is definitive default TNG.
All right. Schmobody, $5. Peregrine Fighter Maquis Part 2. Little did we know how much we'd end up seeing it.
Yippers.
There it is. I hate this ship.
Ouch.
I don't like the design of it. It feels clunky. It's the Maquis thing bothers me. There's a whole bunch of stuff that bothers me about this design. I mean, it was in the episodes enough, I guess. But I don't really want to I don't know. It's unique enough, I guess. Is this the first time we saw it, or did we see it in TNG at all?
Okay, so it was introduced in DS9 for that two-parter.
Okay.
And then it was reused in TNG for that big fleet battle.
Okay.
And then it was then accidentally stolen by the VFX team as the Peregrine fighter for every other episode in the war. So it was featured loads in most of the major battle sequences, including some really cool, 3 of them bearing down and shooting that one Galor. It's all a Peregrine fighter, right? It was all the same class of ship. So, it's a chicken and egg, but I mean, it's so minimally in DS9 and TNG, you are forgiven for not remembering where, because it's so minimally in it. And it doesn't look mucky, it just looks, not generic. It looks like, it's Federation stuff here. Yeah, sure, right? But it's the only fighter, right? It's the only Federation fighter in canon.
We do see it doing some cool stuff.
We do.
So...
And it is unique to DS9, which is the first one on this list that we can say that for.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's cool. I love the fact that you can see integrated warp coils, and then underneath it is the pulse phaser cannons. That's crazy. I think it's a really interesting, cool design. Although of course, they use the shitty travel pod, TNG shuttle pod as the cockpit. So it's a tiny cockpit. But
Yeah.
I want to give it a solid B. I think it's a unique, and it's got some very iconic shots in the war stuff with it. And it's a big 3D model because it has to be that small. And this is the Eaglemoss render. It's a nice looking model.
I was thinking B as well, just for the coolness of it sweeping in and stuff.
Yep.
So
Coolness is real. Very cool.
This is in fact the case. Yes.
Our first
All right.
ship. Hey Mark, how you doing? And I'm gonna start a poll while you do the next one.
Okay. Not a band account. $2 Yeager-class. I don't know if he's put in more. I put in a 5 there, so I think he wants the Yeager-class. Which do we have it here? As the best. Oh, that's an awful shot.
Because that's how we see it in the show, Stuart. Because it's meant to be a fuck you ship.
Yeah.
Because I just want to get some context. This is how it's in the show. This is how it is in the show. Not sexy Eaglemoss, not Stowe. This is how it is in the show. Just saying.
Very good point. All right, so Yeager-class is kind of the ugly duckling of the fleet, and there's a lot of logical problems with it as well. Just marrying a Maquis Peregrine or Peregrine fighter onto a Intrepid-class just does not work. But I mean, they're trying to go for a unique silhouette and profile. If this is how they showed it, it's like nobody's gonna know. So they tried, but I can't give it as high as the Maquis ship because you can actually see that doing things. Is this an F?
Oh my god. He said that with such both confidence and confusion at the same time. Crazy. So, oh, for goodness sake. I was too busy bloody getting the... There you go. I won't find these images, guys. But yeah, there you go. Although it's interesting because, like, I prefer it in this view with all the blurs that it is, and it's got a back blue glow as if they're just like nozzles and there's warp coils either side. That would be kind of cool. And then if you don't know what it is, it's a Voyager variant with sort of speed style back pods, wings. Okay, right. I'm sure you could make this into something interesting. And it's like, oh no, it's just two model kits shoved together. But it's one of those things that if you were a the Matrix is all about seeing the Black Cat and Deja Vu and such. If you notice this ship, credit to you at the time, tiny screen, hyper distance. So how many people really ever knew this existed before Eaglemoss or the internet? I mean, dozens of people? Tens of people? 5 people?
He said, well, it was in the DS9 technical manual.
I know, like before that. Like actually from the showing of the episode, right? How many people saw it? So it's such a background extra that had its own life. So legacy factor is cool enough to get a C because it's just so dumb. But in terms of actual appearance in the show, it should be an F because it is literally this shot. And you could make something cool out of this. You could.
I'm fine with putting it at F because it's the Yeager.
Yes.
And there's so many problems with it. But it can be bumped up if somebody wishes it.
Yes.
All right. Ray Ricks, 5 pounds.
Yes.
I'm going to do it. USS Defiant, the first one with the cloak, not the rechristened Sao Paulo.
Okay. I mean, since that could have been the Defiant A, you could argue they're different ships. Are they? Yes. Yes. Some? Yes.
Yeah. The Sao Paulo, the new Defiant didn't have a cloak, so.
Which I still remember the day you told me, and I was like, what? You're so right.
I mean, you were surprised?
Yes.
Oh.
Defiant.
Defiant.
It's pretty nice.
It is. And I wasn't the biggest fan of seeing when I first saw the Defiant, and it's like, that doesn't look Starfleet. Mm-hmm. But I love that it's a purpose-built ship to defeat the Borg, complete with Romulan officer, for a second, and a cloaking device, pulse phasers. It's a tough little ship. There, I said it. It's grown on me, though, and I love seeing it in action. I love seeing the movement that this thing does, the sweeping movements, the maneuvers, the firing. It's great in action. There's a lot of shots of it doing that, going up against bug ships and stuff like that. So, yeah, this is definitely an S tier for me.
I mean, this is the hero ship of Deep Space Nine.
What? I missed that memo.
Oh,
I thought we only saw it like 3 times.
No, it came on Tuesday.
Oh.
Or is it next Tuesday?
Memo or the ship?
Next Tuesday, damn it. Yeah, it is so loved. It's one of those few. It's so not the right shape, but all the elements are there, so it works. It's really interesting. It's a great model kit. Because it's so small, they had to make a great CG model of it. It looks great. Physical miniature was gloriously detailed. It did loads of little custom things. It has a deflector / docking port / nuke. Amazing. The fact they could cram all that into the same area. Amazing. Shuttle base somehow. It's wonderful. And yeah, there's so many dynamic shots. Even as a miniature, because it was a good size, it could do loads of really amazing shots. It always stood out. And Voyager, it comes in and is okay. But yeah, I mean, it is the ultimate S of DS9 because it's the ultimate ship of DS9 because it is the ultimate ship of DS9. And it would have been cool if it had been earlier, but it symbolizes a moment of coming in and even with a kind of crappy Cisco's armrest for the first episode, despite that kind of crappy one, it's awesome.
And designed by, helped to be designed and built by Cisco, so...
I thought you were going to say someone in production. I was like, who is he going to say? Oh, okay, he means in
No.
US.
Best captain. Ever. There we go.
It'd be beautiful.
Schmobody, $5. Kelden-class episode Defiant. Cool new Cardassian ship banger episode.
I've always liked the Kelden.
That's this one.
It's a bigger Galor. While
big
actually
boy.
not being a bigger, because it's the same size. It's got a hump.
Yeah. it's a nice addition to the ship though,
Mm-hmm.
and to the Cardassian fleet. So, and yeah, remember being impressed seeing it, going, "Ooh, it's nice to see that they don't have just Galor-class ships." So, and this one does feel bigger and beefier. So, yeah, it's the kind of like consider like the dreadnought of their fleet.
I was about to say, it does feel like just a very logical, beefier version, because if the ship is already quite powerful, how you can make it more powerful? Well, potentially, fighter carrier, well, what is that pod, right? I see maybe doors, like fighter carriers, in which case it can come in, launch fighters, bam. It's got a different back piece, more warp power, bam, whatever. It's such a logical thing, but it's annoying because only in a couple of episodes, it's really hard to tell it's not a Defiant, because it's so not a Galore, and it was never made as a CGI model, so it never appeared in any battle after that. So it's stuck in the first early seasons, and only in the middle of the early seasons they needed a new ship. Even though they could have easily kitbashed their rather lovely Galore into a Kelden, and they never didn't. That's why in my fan films I always try and include a Kelden, because they would have. Yeah.
Right.
What do you think? I do like it a lot, but it's barely in it, and it doesn't have lifespan after the model work.
I think it's at least A-worthy, just for a new ship
Ooh.
in the Cardassian fleet. Yes, we don't see it as much as we should, but if you want to bump it down because of that, I'm fine with that as well. But I think it deserves a special place.
Because I was going to say C, because you ask most fans, they don't even know it's in DS9.
Where else would it be?
TNG?
Except for games.
And games. But like, say Kelden-class, it's like, okay, what's that? That other Cardassian warship? When? It's not memorable because it is just a Galore. And that's part of it, right? It didn't zeitgeist in. I'm annoyed by that. Had it been any goddamn CG battles, it would have been better. We can compromise to a B, that's fine, because it's great. I like Kelden a lot, but it just doesn't have any zeitgeist, which is annoying, because I like it.
I like it too.
And it's funny, because they could have added like a bottom pod. They could have done more to the Galore. It shows it's actually a good aesthetic. Yeah. I liked it.
Well, I did too. All right, hold on. I gotta go back up here. Okay, so Olivia, $5. We want to see the tier list.
Yes.
Made during sail warship.
Yes, Solar Sailor.
Didn't say solar sailor.
Well,
anyway.
you know what she's like.
Indeed.
Can't the spell.
All right, so the Solar Sailor, built by Benjamin Sisko. This is based on an ancient Bajoran design, and
Ooh, right, good choice.
it was like the first time we had heard of a Solar Sailor, and it rides the eddies and currents of the solar winds. I think it's a very interesting take on space exploration, and the fact that the Cardassians in fact knew that the Bajorans had made it there because they had the crash ship. There's a lot of really cool stuff behind that, and you get to see the building of the ship, you get to see the interiors, you get to see the rigging, and then plus it carried over, see solar sailor ships in Strange New Worlds as well as lower decks. So it was actually, and this was also the episode where Sisko got his goatee. He still had hair. So it was that transition to now the new good DS9 will begin. But it gets kind of beat up a little bit, and then gets met by some Cardassians, and there's fireworks, and it's like, congratulations on your successful trip. So it's a really memorable episode and a very memorable ship.
But neither of us love it.
Exactly.
I remember from 10 years ago we did it, because it'll be weird. Yeah, I mean, it's a great visual design. I understand it. At the time, it was one of the first CG assets they ever made. And, to have almost liquid material as if it was, really good for the time effect. And it looked great. And at the end, like I say, satisfying scene. They really commit to it being the absolute hero. It's a really good Jake and Sisko episode, with Jake getting a lot of good stuff. I just don't love the episode. It isn't personally what I'm into as much. Personal preference. I get it's cool. But the story's great. I think it's got to be annoyingly at least an A. Because it is a talked about episode. We all think Solo says because of the episode. It's referenced in other Trek shows like Lower Decks just happened. It's a great episode for Cisco. As much as I don't like it that much, it's all those things. It's so unique. And it's the most famous Eagle Moss. We all got a broken one on arrival because the sail wings are so goddamn thin that most people broke. So I bought a second one 10 years later when Eagle was went out of business just so I would have one that maybe was not broken. And I have that downstairs. So I have two versions just because it was broken.
And the second one came not broken,
yes.
I assume?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, I think visually it's very unique, and so much so that everybody kind of recognizes it if they just watch Deep Space Nine. So yeah, I think A is sadly where it's going to have to go.
Yeah. But it's a pretty design. It's just kind of dumb. But also that's also the point.
Yes.
How do Eagles package it? The same. It's just the so small and spindly. I mean, I assume didn't get one, but I mean, honestly, who in the chat got one of these and it was broken?
I never did get one of those ones, so.
Yeah.
All right. Olivia, $2 meant Bajoran sail ship. Perfect. Mark Lawrence, $5. Hi, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. Hello, Mark. Good to see you. I know Sam already said that, but I want to say it now, too. All right. Schmo Buddy, $5. Romulan's shuttle episode in the pale moonlight. Quick shot, but no doubt it's an elite Romulan ride.
It's crazy as it was never used again.
I know. It's a cool design, and it's a great shot. We never really see those bays either. We see them like two, 3 times, maybe, during DS9, and not in this any kind of detail like this.
Ironically, we see from inside the window of the Runabout outside more, because I use that as reference.
Yeah.
So they knew what it looked like, just didn't see into this.
One of the best episodes, if not the best episode of DS9. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I mean, you don't see enough of the shuttle, but it's a great design and you definitely needed to be used more.
Hint. I mean, I can see from their perspective, this makes a lot of sense. They can't use any other ships because they look too old.
Plus, it comes in cloaked and decloaks in the bay. Yeah. Which is neat.
And it's going to be, the Romulans are now in the war. Or at least this is the story. So they easily could have had more, shots of the thing flying by, bringing a Romulan to DS9. It makes sense. Plus, they want that really cool moment that cloaked and decloaked is cool. But a lot of work went into building this. It's a nice miniature. It's kind of almost too Cylon, but it's kind of cool. The cells are great, and then Eagle Moss brought it to life a lot with their model, of course. It's not a big part of the episode in any way. Now, had they had a sequence where the... Change the story slightly, but if Romulan was leaving DS9, he left, not cloaked. As it flew away, it exploded, so you saw it come right to camera, then it exploded. Got actually in space. It'd be more memorable, because he died off-screen, right? So it doesn't have that same connection. So...
Yeah.
It's not memorable except to ship fans, because the episode itself is memorable for everything else. So, honestly, D for one-shotness again?
Okay.
It's annoying.
That hurts.
Yeah. But so does Solar Sailor, so we've got 2 in a row. One shot, all that work, and that bay, which they kind of had already, but... God. Annoying. Use it more. DS9 from 20 years ago.
Olivia Julius, $5. USS Sao Paulo, the better of the Defiant class.
I've included a render of it from its final appearance of What We Leave Behind, where, Stuart, I don't know if you realise, they add this panel detail. So this is actually how it looked at the very last shots of DS9. How much worse does that look? It's grubby. It's wet and grubby.
It does. It looks older.
And also, it's a side effect of them doing that. It makes panel lines get lost. So almost the whole top bit looks like a flat one piece. Whereas the other version, everything's kind of crisp.
Yeah.
Way to ruin it, guys.
Is it different? Does it have... On the engine pods, those back parts?
Model's the same, it's just the texturing. They just added plating, because it's that shot where the 3 Galors are firing at it, and then all of the they're being shot by some Dominion, and the Glors come in and shoot at the Dominion. And there's a rewrite on the ship shots. They would think, well, the ship doesn't hold it up. Let's improve it for the last episode. And it's like, oh. But apart from that, it's obviously the normal model. It's just that last episode. The Easter egg of information here.
So it's an S still, even though it doesn't have a cloaking device or anything cool.
Oh, A, Stu. It's only in like 10 episodes.
Okay.
Not 10 episodes. And not...
I know, but 10 of the most important episodes where it does a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, but it doesn't cloak. Or have a shuttle bay that we saw.
Okay, I see your logic. Sure.
And just less appearances, right?
It just looks funny. Two Defiants. Anyhow.
Oh, Mr. Captain, let's not do that. That's a stone model, I think.
Ray Ricks, 5 pounds. The IKS Rataran.
Very feel like I knew that ship. Yeah, A. Burrell. Kind of fine to see good old Chancellor. Well, not Chancellor, but High General just being a normal Burrell. And nothing special, just some guy in a Burrell. But they've got, a billion Burrells, so they got some to spare.
Yep, I mean, it's going to have to be a S, honestly, for the amount of action it saw. I got to see a lot of the interiors. Yeah, it's an S. It's a Burrell. I mean, Burrells are usually an S for whatever reason.
Well, and this one in particular, it wasn't the first, but it was it was a CGI Burrell, this version. So it was the one that the chap, the Klingon from yesterday, the old Klingon, Kor?
Yeah.
He flew into the first attack, I believe, and he swapped ships, maybe. There's a lot of legacy behind it, and we saw the interior. I do credit these things with interiors as well. I think that's an important thing to add. Yeah. I mean, yes, right. It's the bird of prey you'll think of, in Trek. It's the most character. It be darn sexy, though. Yeah.
All right, Matt Yarrington, $5. USS Centaur, NCC 42043. It has some scale logic issues, but the shape looks great, in my opinion. I would love to see the refit in something live action.
I mean, check out Trek Shorts episode Prodigy Packard Resurgence. It's in that. It's the hero ship of that entire thing. You see it in live action doing live action things.
There it is. Yeah, it suffers from the same problem as the Yeager as far as scaling issues go, because they just used model parts that were totally out of scale for the size of the ship. Because you got an Excelsior saucer, but a Reliant or a Miranda pod with torpedoes, which would be huge if you're going by the scale of the saucer.
Yes.
But it's a cool design. It really is. And it's kind of come into a life of its own, even in Resurgence and stuff, with different variations of it. And it's just a classic, cool design. So, can't remember how much of it was in Deep Space Nine.
About 3 shots.
Yeah.
4. I mean, it's a great sequence, but they don't seem to show it or want to show it very close. There's a sort of lack of confidence.
I think they know that the scaling issues are a problem.
Yeah.
I like that they added stuff to the bottom of the saucer too, to be kind of like the constellation, like those bubble things on the bottom of the constellation. So,
for me, this is one of those zeitgeist ships of it works better than it has any right to. By having those really thin pylons, it feels fast. All the parts from all the other features are great. That's kind of part of the joy, right? They work. They work. And the Excelsior already has some scale problems with the bridge scaling, whatever, so, right? It happens. But it's a design that works, it's just if they change the pieces a bit more. Episode-wise, it's from a really great episode where they board the bug ship, so it's very memorable. It doesn't really do anything else after that, which is, again, crazy. I was over a CG version to Legamos, but... I mean, C for lack of appearance, but notable enough. You just don't ever get much beauty for it.
Yeah, I'd say C is.
Because it's in more shots than Bellerothon, but Bellerothon had way more time interiors, so it's kind of a balancing act of the two logics.
Yeah.
Because you can easily be forgiven for not knowing what the ship looked like from the way it's... Because it's zippy. It's a zippy ship in the episode.
Zippy ship. All right. Let's see. Sergeant Montgomery, member for 47 months at the rank of lieutenant.
Thank you.
Charlie Reynolds, USS Centaur, NCC 42043. Love that ship. Make sure you check out the Trekyards breakdown on this class. Well, there you go.
And they
Thank you.
did say just underneath that, great minds think like, yes! Because given there's lots of ships and lots of live time, so it's funny when there's mutual at the same, you know. What are the chances? Well, apparently 1. That happened.
All right. Ray Ricks, 5 pounds, USS Lakota.
Which is the one I said good reference, good thing on.
This was great. Our heroes were getting attacked by this thing, and it's cool to see this ship class come back. Because this was the Enterprise B, brought back great shots of it with the Defiant flying over top of it and stuff, shooting at it, or it getting shot at.
Scale problems again.
Oh yeah, yes. But no, a memorable episode, memorable battle. Like really, that was cool to see that. They put a lot of time into that. And yeah, so this is going to get a little bit higher on the list, in my opinion. This is one that I kind of wish we had seen crop up again. So, yeah. What are your thoughts on this one?
It's both so lovely and so frustrating at the same time. They had it in the buffer. It feels so different to an Excelsior, even though it's a goddamn Excelsior. Just it does. I love that, right? And the fact that they set in stone, it could be upgraded to be incredibly modern, incredibly capable. I mean, this thing should, in theory, be able to be frontline attack vessel, or at least near enough frontline if it's able to tote over the Defiant. Right? So why the hell wasn't this? Now, of course, they never made a CGI model of it, so once they swallowed CG, this thing was out of pastures. But they did have an Excelsior. They could have kit bashed that into this, and it would been lovely to have seen. So it's that great missed opportunity ship. Because it should have been a more, it could have been a more, it just never was. But there's a few nice shots. It would look much nicer in HD, of course. We see, what's her name, not engineer lady that Geordie didn't marry as captain. One of the most obvious why are you this person as well? Jesus Christ. No, it's great. And it's iconic for being one-off. And that's kind of nice, right? It was only one episode, doing an epic scene, an epic concept. But I think lots of fans can be forgiven for forgetting it's there. Because it's so... Oh yeah, there wasn't there? Kind of thing. I'd say a medium B, personally.
I was thinking B also.
Boom.
For Enterprise B.
Yeah. Yeah, Super Annoying wasn't in more. This thing needed to be in more. And I try and use the a couple of times in Trek shorts because it's nice to. There's a model I have is a really Rob Bonshun did it. It's a really big model, so it's kind of annoying to use.
Gorgonzola says, "Quick captain, need a name for my brick-built Lakota sister ship.
Ooh.
Just also updated for the Dominion War, preferably a name from a native tribe from Ontario." Well,
Oh, damn.
There's some good ones like Algonquin,
Cool name.
the Potawatomi. Yeah, shoot me a message later because there's some good ones. Cayuga, Chippewa, Huron. Anyway, yeah, there's a few from Ontario if you want some First Nations tribe names. So, anywho's,
Sweet.
back to the super chats.
Did you read that
Ray
poll
Ricks.
voice yet? Or did you ignore the poll entirely?
I ignored it entirely
Oh!
because you were talking, and then we segued into something else,
So
and I had it
speaking of
open.
polls,
Sip.
most organic segue ever.
Are you enjoying these themed character ship duo lives? Yes, do more. Do all shows. They're good. More variety. Okay, prefer other live styles. Go up.
With a stonking majority, so thank you, we appreciate it. But obviously, Hicks, you enjoy him. Good to see you all.
All right. Schmobody, $5. The Karemma ship episode, Starship Down, not some slightly reconfigured alien of the week. Box, great. Hunter, Prey episode with Somerville Prime Quark. You fit every last goddamn letter into your super chats, don't you, Schmobody? Yesterday, you were giving everybody's entire freaking character arcs.
It's a meta story. It's all a meta story. Now, do you know which ship this is, Stuart? Or do I have to pull that in?
You pull it in. I don't fucking know.
There it is!
Ah.
The one that returned in the DS9 Lower Decks episode.
Sure. I've never seen it before, but okay.
Well, I mean, you've watched DS9.
It's a great picture.
Yeah.
Can't say as I recall.
Oh, or is it slide? Is it so? Yeah, it's just a slightly different angle. Yeah, okay. I was right. I thought I was right. Yeah.
I like the design. I can't say I remember it in DS9 though, so what's that tell you?
I think it's kind of a great design.
It's a fan, yeah.
It's
I really do like it.
Yeah, it's super simple, but also kind of graceful. I read cargo ship, which is as it should be. Like, that makes sense. And it's actually a nice looking 3D model they made for the show. Very gentle textures, good simple geometry. It's a good piece of whatever. And it's fun to see Lodex brought it back. But just, okay, hands up in the chat. Did you know what the ship was? Because that's a testament to it. Now, obviously, it came out in Eagle Moss, so therefore, the mass market does now have one in the possession if they want one. But did you know about the ship beforehand? If you'd said a Caraman ship, would you have known? Yes or no, guys? Hand up or hand down?
Hand down.
It does get reused a few times, yes. A little bit in Voyager.
I'm hand down. I wouldn't have known.
But I think it's one of the better side random ships in DS9. I rather like it.
No, I really like the shapes.
Yeah. Mr. Captain, no! Aussie, yes. Hey, good man.
Yeah.
So it isn't a few times. And I like the fact that the Bajorans use it once, because in theory, if it's civilian, you could buy them. So it can be a other race's ship, because they just bought, you know, quote unquote licensed.
Nobody's a smart ass. Well, yeah, I did. No shit. Ray Rick says nope, so...
This is where good design does not equate memorable. I think it has to be the F then, Stuart, because it does not leave an impression, which is sad.
But as far as Starship design goes, I'd probably put it up like a B.
Yeah, it's gentle. It just works. Yeah. I would like to use one in a fan film sometime, because it's a cool, like, oh yeah.
Well, then do it. You have all the power. What do you like to do that didn't do it? Anyway. Ray Rex, £5. Runabout class vessels.
Runabout, the other ship of DS9. But it's a shuttle. But it's not, as we got told off. Early Trekyards. I still think it's kind of a shuttle. But...
Yes. Yep. Definitely super overused in DS9.
Well, they had no other ships.
There is a variant of this, the Yellowstone class, which has a pod on the top, which is a separate ship if anybody wants to put it in. But my biggest gripe with this was that we didn't see the back end. I just yesterday
he's an
watched,
arse man, so it makes sense.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yesterday I watched the TNG episode Timescape, where they're in a runabout and you see the back. Like that, there was so many sequences you could have filmed in the back of that thing for Deep Space Nine. I do like the idea of the runabout, especially the original concept, where the middle part you can plug in like cargo modules or different living quarters or whatever to make it a multi-purpose ship designed by Rick. I do like the cockpit area.
I think it's a great design.
The little transporter with it. It's a very functional ship. You can everybody can beam down to the planet. You can still beam back up to your ship in most cases. Yeah, it's one of the heroes of Deep Space Nine for sure, especially the Rio Grande. So, I mean, all the other ones, most of the other ones get destroyed at some point, but there's a lot of rivers on Earth, so it's fine. Yeah, I like them.
I mean, obviously it's an S, definitionally, but let me spiel for a second. Great
Yes.
design. It is curved but boxy. It's a wonderful both and neither at the same time. Love the cockpit. Really great design. Reused for every other small ship, give or take. You know, Maquis Raider, the Scout ship, Type 11 or whatever. It's all, well, not Scout ship, but yeah, reused a lot. I really like the weird choice having the orange front glows. It was weird, but cool. The tiny impulse engines hidden at the back. The boxy ass nacelles, but I kind of like it. The different shaped, whatever. The phaser strips are all there, integrated, that you can see them, and they use them all. But certainly, while it is overused in that it's the same shots always used in the same way, whatever, the fact that its purpose-built nature of the middle coming out was never used is bizarre as all hell. Because there's so many stories you could tell with a runabout without a middle floating, and it's like, well, this is a crazy visual, and then they beam in, and then they have to dock on the pod, or there's... I mean, but then obviously each version of that would be a custom model build and a custom sequence commissioned. So these are only one-offs, and they obviously wanted to reuse as much as possible. So it's both overused and zero used to its potential, which is annoying. But great idea of the roll bar to make them distinguishable. Really strong idea. Could do with a few more bar ideas, not just the roll bar, but other sort of things as sensor pod or whatever. A lot of potential for there. No, like I said, it's absolute S. It's the other icon of DS9, and I feel like we knew him really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was, and the back was seen once in DS9.
When?
As a Nebula-class's dining room.
Oh, great.
The 1 week they had that set up. they destroyed it. It's really
Dan
dumb.
Van says, Quark mentions that there's bunks back there in one episode. Yes, most of the episodes there would be bunks. Because what happens is the middle section, there's like a hallway, and there's bunks on each side and a washroom, and then there's the back area that you see in like Timescape. So, yes.
But also there are 4 bunks, because we built it, in that back room as well. They've got little shutters, which was annoying, because I remember Adrian, he's incredible. The things you pull, sliding, I already said it, that you know, was broken, so I had to fix those polygon-wise, so I know those, you know, because they're meant to be fabric and whatever. And they pulled, because again, reuse is important, the back console in the back room is actually the console from the Defiant crew quarters. Here's a prop piece, boom, there we go. Now you've got a computer access terminal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Interesting. See, you're always learning new things here on Trekyards.
Yeah, that's what we love about building these sets, that when we have to build them again, we're like, oh, that's from that set, that's from that set, that's from that set, haha! Because they did. So, it's really useful.
Schmobody puts in $5. Mirror Cisco and Smiley's Terran Bajoran assault ship on episode Through the Looking Glass. That was one of the best episodes of DS9 ever, and I really enjoyed it, and it was fantastic and really great. And oh my god, look at all the words you typed. You really take advantage of that, but I appreciate it. Eloquent
Mofo, and you gave a delivery as he hoped, I'm sure.
Perfect. Yeah, this is like Bajoran ships. This is, yeah. This is an interesting design. We see it a few times, a few different uses of it, and I don't know if we're going to do specifically. I don't know. What are we doing? How are we doing this one? Just it's a general ship design, or because it's like I said, it's been used multiple times for multiple different things. So should we just put it at like a, I don't know. It's DS9. Specifically made for DS9. I don't know. What do you want to say about it?
No, it's nice. It's a flowy, it's a lovely miniature, and they used the miniature to help build the 3D model, which is great. All Bajoran ships are like side thoughts. None of them are powerful. None of them are capable. They can barely do anything, and you know any given firefight they'll lose because they're shit. Because obviously they are, right? That makes sense. So I've always found these ships odd in that regard. And when you see them as Maquis ships, all that stuff, they have to have loads of them unframed to even think, oh, this Galor might be... the Galor can't deal with 20 in one scene. So, yeah, you know. But that's it. I like the design quite a lot. It's just a nice, gentle... Any sci-fi under the sun. But it's nice. Is it memorable from DS9? Kind of. It's one of those, like, used a few times, but never in a memorable way, except that fleet shot. If you remember that fleet shot, that one time. Exactly, right? I know it because I've done stuff with that shot before, but, so, I mean, more than a D, isn't it more?
So C.
Yes, high C. It probably isn't it more than Peregrine, just.
I like it better than the Peregrine, so.
But it's way less iconic than Peregrine.
Yes.
What do you guys think? I'm intrigued actually, because that's such an odd one. Yeah, because this list would be entirely different for design-wise, design quality, not at all the same, right? Be a hell of a reshuffle.
Yeah, it also had different paint schemes too. Wasn't there more of a Bajoran kind of coppery colored one?
I don't think so. I think that's those are freighters, the coppery ones.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't change the physical miniature.
Gotcha.
What was this? This is the... What did he call it? It was a attack ship?
Bajoran assault ship.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's fan versions of a more coppery one, which you might be thinking of.
Maybe.
In the Assumption Online, it's copperier.
I seem to remember a scene from DS9 though, where it's like one or two of them kind of do a thing, and they're
okay. This miniature is copper, so maybe its last appearance was, but it's not its first. That's interesting. Let me bring this up because I'm interested actually, because I've never seen this version before. I mean, it's the same version, of course, but interesting. I mean, some of DS9 is so hard to tell color grading because, you know, 20 years old. Is that what you're picturing?
Yes. It's more of a, it's just darker.
Or Bajoran.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the CG model isn't that, but that's probably the last time it was painted.
Yeah. Yes,
cool.
Thank you. Scratched that itch.
Yeah, good job. Huh.
Mr. Captain 93. Wow, it's not $5.
Okay, next.
$2.79. Somebody throw in an extra like $2 or $3 for that one. Anyway, Ray Ricks, 5 pounds. Jem'Hadar attack ship.
I mean, it's got to be an S, right? It's the ultimate foe. Nope, that's the. He just means the bug ship.
Oh, well, then say bug ship.
Well, I mean, you got attack ship, cruiser, and battleship.
Okay, where is it? I don't even see it.
Oh, should have been like the first thing in the page.
I know. I remember seeing it earlier.
Yeah. Pardon.
Where'd
Talk about
it
the
go?
bug ship, Stuart. Talk about the
bug ship. Looks like a bug. It's a ship. Very used quite extensively.
Eloquence, my goodness.
Quite extensively in Deep Space Nine, and you get to see them flying in fleet formations. You get to see them doing kamikaze maneuvers.
Yeah, you see.
Yeah, you get to see them doing a whole bunch of shit. Plus, you get to see the interiors of them.
Crazy
I love that
interiors.
the bridge has no view screen. There's just like two little things, one for the Vorta, one for the first. So quite unique. And I love the color scheme as well. Kind of like that dark purple and gray. So, yeah, I think it's got to be up there because the Defiant faced off against a lot of them. You see them in battles. It's like it's the Miranda of the Dominion fleet. So,
well, this ship is a thoroughly odd one in some episodes it's a little bitch, and one pulse fire phaser it kills by Defiant. In other episodes it's Dominion ship. Go! It's fighting us. So it's incredibly versatile on the sliding scale. And sometimes it needs to have 3 to feel impressive. So it's really interesting how it can be the end-all be-all against a Runabout or a Centaur, as we saw. And then sometimes, you know, so it's a really weird ship, but I wouldn't want to face one. Because, like you said, they are not respecting their own lives. So if this thing has to crash into you or redivert power from air to phasers, it will do that. And it is the other ship. It was a miniature, small enough they could use it in a lot of ways. In CGI, it was in loads of stuff. It was one of the earliest CGI models made on DS9 because they needed these fleet shots, and it was a lot easier. Notably, I believe that Nebula shot where you see the fleet and the cruiser. So it was really made quite early. And because that, it does a lot of cool things. So I give us an S either way, because I think it is the definitive reverse of the Defiant, and it is the ultimate villain ship of DS9. Even though the Galor tries to be, it isn't. I think this is the ultimate villain ship of DS9.
No, I would agree.
And it's also really cool to see it docked at DS9 when William just says hi sometimes. Like, it has those visuals as well. Which is crazy, but it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And is it the only spaceship we've ever seen upside down? Like we walked through sets upside down.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they'd build the set reverse. Like, did they just build it up? Did they build up? Did they build it upside down and then pull the pieces from the ceiling and then put it onto the floor? Or did they rebuild it a second time? You know what I mean?
That's a very good question.
Because that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Schmobody, $5. Breen Interceptor. These live streams, the only place to flex my Trek muscle. Sad face. I'll just be over here by myself.
Well, you be flexing and appreciated. And put some great suggestions in. Yes. The Breen ship. The one. Well, there's actually two, but the one main Breen ship.
The asymmetrical abomination. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's cool to see an asymmetrical ship. And yes, this was quite a formidable foe with its energy dampening weapon. Until it wasn't. Klingons are immune to it. But, again, came back in lower decks. And it's a very unique look. So, did not seem overly much, honestly. Not as much as the Cardassian ships and the Dominion ships. You do see them near the end of the series, obviously. But not... I don't even remember if you see them in formation. I know you see them with Cardassian ships. But I don't remember seeing a formation of Breen ships together.
When they're initially attacking Defiant, you do. Because they come in I think that one time. And I believe there's one other shot when you see two of them going together in a fleet battle, I believe. But yeah, that is about it. No, it's great. It's iconic. It's weird. It's memorable. The Breen themselves are this random pop of fresh air for DS9. Hello, we're going to make a big impression. Killing Defiant. I mean, you can't get more iconic than that. But then, like I said, they're nullified quite quickly. The only ever was a CGI model, so they had full flexibility right from the start. They did lots of cool maneuvers. But then they become a fleet ship very quickly, and they're in those fleet battles at the end. A bit. They go from front of whatever. Now that might also be because the 3D model is incredibly dense for the time. It's really pushing, so they would suck. Like one of those about 2 or 3 Galors. So obviously, if you're going to do a battle, put these are things rendering. I get it.
Yeah.
We don't know what it's capable of, don't know how fast it is. We just know they probably hate everybody. Yeah. What do you think? Because it's iconic if you know who they are. Because you can easily miss these guys. I mean, at the time when it was not bingeable, you could, if you missed the Breen's introduction, you could easily miss every time they were in. If you just happened to not be out in that day, right? Versus this bug ship, you'll see it. The cruise, you'll see it. Battleship, whatever. So, what do you think?
I kind of want to say B for Breen.
I'm thinking B as well. It does kill Defiant.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I was just going to make. Like, it's a pretty pivotal moment. So, plus, yeah, it also takes the Federation and the Romulans out of the war, essentially, because the Klingons have to go on the aggressive, that kind of changes the whole dynamic of the relationship between the Coalition. It's a whole thing. And it's all because of the ship.
Now, it also, although we don't see it, it also bombs Starfleet headquarters and San Francisco to the ground. But I don't see it. And it would have been cool, not cool, but cool to see it.
Would have been. And I would have liked to see other Breen ships as well. Like
more than just the fighter.
Hmm?
More than just the fighter.
Yes.
Yeah, the fact that these are the one group that could go to Federation HQ, go through all of our forces, and I guess past space dock, although you could argue they just went around space dock. There's a lot of space that's not in range
They
of
also
space dock.
took out space dock. They didn't destroy it totally, but it was damaged.
It's not hard to ignore. You're just going to go, yep.
Other side of the planet.
Although is space dock above? Because would it make sense to keep space dock like
Above San Francisco.
no, above Paris? That's HQ. And then just keep it in geostationary so it stays with Paris at all times. Because they can defend.
Geosynchronous.
Yeah.
Why Paris though? What'd you say?
That's Starfleet. That's the Federation headquarters is Paris.
Well, that's the president's, like, I guess, like the White House would be.
Yeah.
The
So it's the most important place is where the government is. Because you see them go there, have a meeting.
Maybe. There. Yeah, maybe it would make sense there. Either there or San Francisco. I can see it being above Starfleet Academy.
But the Academy has a president. I mean, both have two. But yeah.
Good question.
Yeah, because it's not useful if it's there and the Earth spins and then.
Well, you can move it.
Well, just plan for that. That's what I'm saying. But then we never see it do anything. That's okay.
Yeah, I would love to see it
Do something.
defend itself and Earth.
Many pews.
41 likes, guys. Let's get to 50 if we can.
Yes.
Just 9 more likes. 39 of you here, which is great. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Vote in the poll. Do the things. Super chat any more ships. There's quite a few more.
Yeah, and there's
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. You. What did you say?
Well, there's no even the sort of the slightly joke but real kit bash ships, miniatures that were then pulled in to be one-offs. One of them, for example, is the Merchantman, which became a Cardassian freighter in one episode. It's painted with a symbol on the wing. But it's there. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to do Mr. Captain 93s because it probably should be brought in.
Absolutely.
Regardless.
Go for it.
USS Enterprise NCC 1701 from Trials and Tribulations. Da-da!
And I picked a shot that really showed its differences, and I would love you as a Connie expert to kind of talk about what people decide on other ships to look at. How it is different. It's not trying to be the same, right? Talk about that if you would.
You kind of put me on the spot there. I don't know.
Yes, to the 60s one, I mean. Because they try to modernize it a bit. Do more 60s.
Oh, well, yeah, you can see way more see the panel lines and the rustering and the weathering. That's like the thing that stands out. But it's more high-resolution view screens in the future, you see? So that's why we see it like that. When we're watching TOS, it's all through the TOS view screens, which are not quite as... They're only like 120,000K.
Our sweet spot is 166K.
In Deep Space Nine, they're like 800 and something K. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, even the D7 from Trials and Tribulations is different than the D7, but subtly so. And it's a good way to modernize the ship without changing it, like Strange New Worlds did. Let's be honest. So yeah, and it was great to see it on the Defiance view screen. That I recognize that ship. Yeah. And then we got some new context of it for Trouble with Tribbles, flying around K7 with the D7. You get to see some new shots. So it's actually pretty important. You get to go aboard it in that episode as well. You get to see all of the things. So I think it's super important. And I don't know, with one episode, I mean, Legacy Factor will definitely bump it up somewhere from wherever we put it. But yeah, it was great to see. And they took a lot of time and did it justice in that episode. So that was a fun one for them to do. But apparently it was very boring for Sam because he's yawning.
No. So it's interesting because I look at this and the panel lines obviously bug me because they entirely remove the smooth, creamy feel of the ship. It now feels like giant plates, which is not the feel of the Connie that we knew. Makes sense in this context, more detail, but it certainly changes the vibe. Facades are entirely different. I mean, they don't feel anything like TOS or Intimate Darkly. They're their own thing. Way more orange with like slices in. It's super, super different to what we associate. For me, I've never thought of the Connie as having that white bulb at the front. It's not a bulb, it's not a cut-in. I don't know many fans even do that on their version because I actually forgot.
Everyone does. They all have that lit up.
I mean, my Connie has
always...
My Connie hasn't got a white box.
It's always been a light. Same with the 4 other ones around the saucer. They're always lit up.
Oh, I just don't ever remember there being a white at the front. And also those white in the saucer, the rectangles look smaller to me than they should be. They're notably smaller.
Could just be because of the focal length, I guess. I don't know.
Possibly. Because it's not the same ship, literally, right? So they, whatever. Yeah, it's nice. And it looks great in the episode. They make it look lovely, right? It does its thing.
Yeah.
1 episode, quite a few shots.
New shots of the TOS Connie. That was a great thing back then.
Hell yeah. Okay. I will agree on an A. I was going to say B, but I'll go A. Because it's also one of those famous DS9 episodes. And
yeah, absolutely.
That becomes a zeitgeist point up. Irrespective of its own legacy, it's a really good episode. Like, everyone knows that episode for many reasons, right? So I want to go A for that. B ship, A for effect on DS9.
Mm-hmm.
Although we never saw a shot of it.
Here we go.
Thank you. We never saw a shot with the Defiant. So there's never.
Wow.
There's never. I know they couldn't, but they could have just blocked sensors. They could have done something to make that happen, but we never see the eras combine. All we ever see is that would have been really nice to have seen.
That would have been very cool, yeah.
But definitely a missed opportunity, because you could definitely justify it some way, or I don't know how, but it would have been really cool.
During the phase shift in the Enterprise's sensor, whatever.
Yeah. Or maybe the orb of time blocks all scanners for 30 seconds and have to decloak to use it, right? Easy, right? Just see it in front. You know, because I've done a shot for my trailers of the Defiant with the refit Enterprise. Really cool to see. Really cool to see. I don't want to think with the US Enterprise though. Maybe I should.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not a running light, Dan. It's people always ask, what are those square lights on top of this TOS Connie saucer? A lot of people say they're like, those are actually labs underneath there, so it's kind of like a skylight almost, like the same bridge as the bridge dome, which is transparent to whatever kind of light. I forget what it was in the technical manual. So, who knows? But yeah, they're all lit up, usually. So
I'm fine with being little sensors, or big sensors, as the case may be.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Maybe they're the transport emitters.
I mean, sure. But
they're on the wrong side, so they should be facing down. But that's fine. That's what the planetary sensor dome's for. Because there's really the transporter emitters on the TOS Enterprise.
They're in there somewhere. Believe me. You can trust me.
We can always work out where they are. It's fine. But I'm just saying, it's a pretty important part of every other ship. So different era, different time.
Yeah. That's okay.
And Schmobody again with $5. Maquis Raider episode for the uniform.
And many more. It's in many episodes.
We already have this on the board, though, don't we?
No. We have the other two. We have the Peregrine and the Bajoran fighter. This is the other of the 3 Maquis scum ships.
I still hate it.
It wasn't invented for TNG, though.
Yeah.
Or maybe Voyager. I imagine Voyager, probably was for Voyager, actually. Yeah, and then reused instantly. Synergy. Yeah.
I have this model kit somewhere. It's built, too. It's big. It's a nice size. It's kind of like the Equinox from Eagle-Moss. That's the XL version. Smaller ship, bigger size model, which makes it really kind of cool. But, not really a fan. Definitely looks better like this than it does attached to Yeager-class, so.
R.I.P. Yeager-class.
Trying to remember how much it's in the episode specifically for the uniform.
Well, I mean, it's the same ship every time, right? So it's always the same ship, always the same size. I mean, it's in plenty. For Maquis. And it's also used as the mirror universe if they need a ship in a pinch ship. It's kind of acknowledged to be just a very accessible design. and given the Maquis don't build as their own ships, they buy them presumably. It would be just a civilian design that then becomes synonymous with them. It's why everyone can afford to use them, etc., etc.
Gorgonzola says I even bought 2 of the Blue Bricks ones, the second one, to build the Yeager-class. You built a Yeager-class from Blue Bricks?
I mean, some of us have to do it, right? It has to be one to push into that realm.
All right, so I'm thinking...
I think it was more of the TNG ship, because they stood out a bit more in this, but really it's all of them ship. It's kind of synonymous, just whatever ship. I guess B, because in it lots. I don't love it, but everyone knows it.
I was thinking B myself, even though it kind of hurt my feelings a bit doing that.
It's just a very gentle design, right? It's just...
Yeah.
That's a nice enough design.
Sure. Fine. I'll go there.
Yes.
It's fine.
Grievous.
Right. Grievous is here. Yeager-class review. Yes, well... We'll have another 10 years of Trekyards. Don't worry, you'll see it eventually.
It's not going anywhere. It's like we ran
Unfortunately.
We ran out of ideas. The Jaeger will come out flying, and then we'll see source separation.
And that'll be the end.
And that'll be the end of the show.
Of Trekyards.
It's you and me splitting off at the Jaeger source separation.
Wow. Schmobody throws in another $5. The Curry-class carrier episode, A Time to Stand. It's got Peregrines inside. Yes. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
We can get another weirdly scaled one because it's just different model kits whipped together. You got an Excelsior secondary hull attached to the bottom of this Excelsior saucer, but in a different configuration, which I kind of like. I like the look of this ship, but I hate the refit.
Yes, for sure.
I love the refit nacelles. I just hate the scaling of them. Again, that's a very scaled down Excelsior saucer or a very huge nacelles.
Yes.
Yes.
What do you think about the radical paint scheme, the blues and coppers?
I like it. I don't know why they did it necessarily or why Starfleet would do it, but I do like the look.
Well, it definitely it feels to me like an engineer core ship. A functional, there's no reason to think it's a mission profile given it's a weird one. It's sort of shoved together for efficiency's sake, we can assume. I mean, the Excelsior, it's an Excelsior secondary hull. They just shift it around. It's like, well, why? Because it does create an interesting front profile. Actually, I agree. It does. It has a really interesting vibe, but it's definitely one of the most kit bashers without adding much to it. But it's kind of cool, and it's nice to see. It's one of those ones where, in the actual show itself, because it looks and feels so different, if you're not an astute observer, you're like, oh, that's a new ship. It is so different, it's like nothing else. But it's only one episode, and it's not memorable per se, although it is a cool shot. The fact that this is the miniature, and it was burned and was being tracked, it's a cool idea. But I believe that's its only shot. They needed a quick model to be blown up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the shot. I mean, it's cool, and it looks different.
Yeah, and it kind of flies by the camera a little bit. It's a good shot. But
it is. And the fact that, it clearly hides what it's trying to be.
Yeah.
And that's the model from Eagle Moss, as in the reference. I mean, I wanted to go F, because again, it doesn't have a longevity. Yeah. But it is cool, and if they were to take, like, a Stuart Foley, for example, and redesign the nacelles to be basically the same, but not, kind of bring it out of the kit bash into the more designed, I think it'd be really cool. Dumb, but cool.
What's the in-universe reason for the scale issue?
Yes. That is my official answer, yes.
I'm asking.
Oh gosh, I don't. I just think the nacelles are just smaller or bigger. mean, it's not that giant in the episode. It's just pieces, right? I don't think anyone thought that way.
Oh, I know, but it just bugs me.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Next up, we've got Mr. Ray Ricks, 5 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
With the Galor-class.
Introduced in TNG, epically in DS9, as it was both a miniature in the first episode, and then CGI-ified, as you can see. And that looks like that's a great 3D model. That holds up really well, considering it's 25 years old. And it was seen as the ship in the Battle of the Fleets, because it's a really efficient model. And they cloned the shell of them, and you see dozens of them in formation, if not hundreds. So it is the fleet ship.
Yep. They look great, and they fire. You see them firing. You see them getting destroyed. Yeah, they definitely play a huge part in Deep Space Nine, and so for me, it's probably an S. Yeah,
this is the other iconic villain ship because because they made that transition to physical miniature. It worked. It both felt beefy when it has to, but also they end up being packs by the last episode, which is kind of crazy. That's when the Cardassians themselves get kind of reduced a bit in their apparent power level or whatnot. I mean, they're meant to be played as almost the bitch of the fleet at that point versus the Dominion, etc. No, I mean iconic. I mean, yeah. Look at them and look at the top 5. They're all the absolute icons of DS9, right? But also they're all used dozens of times. You know?
Yeah. I think the other one that might creep up there would be the Romulan Warbird, but even it wasn't shown that much in Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. Well, then another question: Venture, Negh'Var, all those jazz, because that's where we start to get into. Maybe we'll see. But that's not up to us, guys. You're gonna bring him in if you would like.
What about the Miranda-class? We see them getting blown up real good.
Yeah. Poor. What was that? What was the one called? The famous one.
Yes.
I mean, I have it. I could look, but I'm seeing if I can remember it.
Let us know in the chat, guys.
Majestic. There you go.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty sure that's what popped into my brain. Let me confirm.
Oh, that'll be wrong.
There aren't registries on DS9 ships except the fair few.
That's the other thing, yeah. No registries on DS9 ships.
There it is. Majestic 31060. The glowing warp nacelles and very few windows in a secondary hull.
Secondary hull of a Miranda-class?
Of the secondary primary hull.
I'm so confused. Is it this one?
Yeah. R.I.P.
That's such a great shot. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I love Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, although the second Miranda floating sidewards with momentum breaks, what do you call it? Momentum and
Physics.
Yeah, physics. Thank you. But that's okay. Who needs physics?
No one. That's who. Let's rebel against physics. All right, let's see what else is going on in the chat. Super chat from Vader Fan 1 with $5. Thank you. So loving this format. How about the Jem'Hadar battle cruiser?
Now it's a battle ship. People get confused. It's a Jem'Hadar cruiser and a battleship. There's no battle cruiser. It's just cruiser.
Is that
battleship is the big one.
This one?
That's the cruiser.
It's not this one.
That's the cruiser.
It's this one.
But I get the confusion.
Did I get it right?
Yes.
Yay, I win.
And yay for the CG team at the time doing such a nice render for Fat Files, I believe. This is, of course, Kill the Valiant. This was the hero of an episode. Effing giant, and we've done a whole episode about the stupid scale because people bitched at me, but I'm right because I have the model, so go away. And I've done all the proof renders, again, go away. You're all wrong. Go away. And then in the last episode, and there's 3 around Cardassia, which again are absolutely insanely giant, and they're like.
Take a look at the live. Look at the last super chat by Corey. Look at the like button. Is it going crazy for you?
1, 2.
It's like flickering between 1 and 2, like, and then
Like now 2.
It's like it's flashing. I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
I
you.
think I like it. Oh, I can't like it. Oh, yes, I can. Ah, 2. Okay. Yes. Anyway, so yeah, and it's at the last episode around Cardassia. There's 3 of them, and it feels absolutely wonderfully scaled. And it just it tells the audience, like, if you want to get through us, you got to face the thing that killed the other ship. And they made 3, and they're giant, and they're amazing, and you'll go die now. So it's weirdly duo, but it makes a big appearance. Your opinion, Stuart, on the Dominion battleship?
It was a beast, and it's got a weakness. Its structural supports are susceptible to certain kind of whatever, blah, blah, blah. Turn them to the consistency of wet spaghetti. Yay, we can destroy it. But I loved seeing the Valiant do its thing underneath it, had the size of it. Then the explosion. And it's like, yeah, shit. Yeah, and it does the phew.
How, but it does.
Do we even see it again?
Like I said, for a 3rd time, like the last episode, around Cardassia, there's 3 of them.
Ah.
That one shot where everything's in it.
Yeah, but do we even see it again other than the episode Valiant? Say it a 4th time.
Yes, Stuart, in the final episode of DS9, where you see everything, kitchen sink, including the weapon pods, everything is around Cardassia, because everyone is back at Cardassia.
See, now you said it 4 times.
It's also the episode Valiant, Stuart, we introduce it, and it fights a Valiant.
Now you ruined it.
Explosion spaghetti.
There's 4 appearances.
It also appears in the Prodigy Reckoning trailer. It warps out from the Protostar. Which is really fun to animate, because it's crazy. Because, boy, this thing can't move fast, or it makes you feel weird. And it's so big, it can't get close to your eyes, it'll fill the entire frame. So it has to warp out really far away for the shot to make sense.
This is another one of the ones that I wish got more screen time, because I do like the design, and I would have loved to have seen more of it. But sadly, it's not seen very much. How many times was it now? Just Valiant, I think, is the only episode.
And the final episode of DS9, there's 3 of them around Cardassia, representing the big wahey. We've got the big guns, Stuart.
It's also in the Valiant, though.
It's not. That's the cruiser.
Plays a pretty big part in that one.
That's the cruiser, Stuart.
All right. Yeah, but I think, only seen it that one time in Valiant. What? No, that wasn't. Oh my goodness.
That was a battle cruiser, not a battle ship.
Ah.
This is the ship cruiser.
Where do you want to put it?
That was the cruiser battle ship.
Where do you want to put it based on its 50 appearances? It's a cool ship. It really is, but not seen enough.
Well, this is like the Jaws of the Armada. If this is in the shot, the 2 episodes is in, you shit your pants. And if it was ever seen again, you would shit your pants again, because it's that impressive.
That gets messy.
Yeah, I want to put it as an A, because symbolically it says so much. It's a really nice design. It's so giant. I imagine this is like, there's like a 300,000 Jem'Hadar aboard. If this thing warps in, it can beam a massacre fleet aboard. It's it will annihilate a scimitar. Like, this thing just firing weapons would kill anything, because it's a city in space. Yeah, and it kills a Defiant without any effort. Like, wasn't even trying, because they could have shot more weapons.
Kills the Valiant. I know you said a Defiant, but I'm just saying.
A defiantly valiant Defiant, yes.
Perfect. Good job.
But is that being too generous? Because I kind of like the ship. What do you think?
No, I was thinking B, just because of the lack of appearances, but it's a really cool design. So, and you're right, it is a oh shit moment anytime you'd see it. So,
nice.
Yeah, I think A is fine. All right.
Excellent.
Corey Erickson, $5. Quark's treasure given to him from his cousin Gala.
Ah, yes.
Little green men.
It does not last very long.
Nope. We do get to see the interior, though, kind of.
Hmm?
And it becomes the Roswell ship, or the ship that crashed at Roswell. So I mean, that's a whole thing.
Historically forgotten. At the same time.
Yes. It's fine.
I mean, it's in DS9 quite a lot, but always like the one-off, like, and at Warpan we're inside.
Yeah.
It's never, because it can't be much more than a vehicle.
That's the definition of a ship, I believe.
I was thinking versus hero ship. That was my brain state. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep. Mm-hmm. No, I mean the Quark's treasure specifically. The fact that Galen knew that it was a piece of shit and was trying to kill Quark.
It's a tricky one because it's not interesting, but it's not boring. It's a real medium. I do believe, because I believe I looked for shots and it was through the docking bay. I believe it is. You do see it land or take off from the docking pads one time. That's really cool. My gut is C because it's in it more than. I mean, it's in it more than the Belerathon, but it's never that interesting. But isn't it lots more?
It's only a shuttle as well. I didn't see a B's or C's fine. Yeah, C's where it's at.
I don't know how big it is.
It's not that big.
So I feel it's bigger in DS9 than it is in TNG, where it's next to a shuttle pod, but then the bridge on the Quarks is bigger. It's like a proper ship, as if it needs to, like a runabout, it needs to go places and do things, not just a shuttle.
Yeah.
Yes, it was general. It's TNG, Voyager, and DS9.
Yes, all the above.
Mm-hmm.
Not Quark's treasure specifically, but the ship design.
Yes.
All right. Well, we have 50 likes, which is great. Thank you, guys.
That is.
How's this poll doing? 53 votes. Not bad. Not bad.
Indeed, Corey. That is the point. Right, let's throw in all of our own then, because I prepped a whole load while you guys have more suggestions for us.
Are you gonna pick one? Or you want
let me.
Okay, you pick one.
Let's wait for it to reload. Let's look at this one because it is a. There are two Bajoran freighters in DS9. This is the more interesting of the two because it has nacelles and it was made into 3D because it was seen in that same Bajoran fleet shot. So it is a CG model exists, so it's not bad. This is a version that I believe. So therefore they could make it, because obviously it's based on the Packard design, which wasn't the first time it was used, but that style. But because it was made in CG, it could be not literally that anymore, versus the other freighter, which is down below, which is meant to be more identical. So it is thematically similar, but design language-wise, it can be different enough to be not identical. Your thoughts on the Bajoran Freighter 2, I believe, if they look at if you're talking in useful circles.
I do like the addition of the nacelles. I gotta say that, but it I kind of also love ships in Star Trek that don't have visible nacelles or what's its warp drive system like. So, but again, it's one of those ones that for me kind of bleeds into the background and it's not really thought of again. So, but I do like this version better.
Seen it a fair few times, docked, etc. As long as they have the minutia to use it. But I like it. It's got a good freighter vibe. I believe it's in Lodex once as well. This version, I believe.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure. No, it's good. I mean, it's because I've compared this to the other one just for personal intrigue for the models, etc. But it can't go more than a D.
Yep.
But I do like it.
When you were talking it up, I thought you were going to put it higher. I'm like, I was thinking D, but
yeah. My favorite freighters, though.
All right, now I get to pull one in.
We have a few famous ones left.
There's this one-off one. It's not really a ship per se.
But it can fly through space with thrusters.
Yes. This is Terok Nor.
Well, you should move upside down then, shouldn't you?
I mean, or sideways, yeah. And look, there's even a little freighter.
I know. That's actually almost perfect.
I know. It's good stuff.
But are you actually going Terok Nor or going Terok Nor? Be specific here.
I'm going Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
Terok. Yeah. I didn't figure anybody was going to mention it because it's not technically a ship. It's already on the board, though. Gotta throw it in. It is iconic for multiple reasons. I think we see some of the interiors.
Couple, yeah. And not even redresses. New sets, Stu. They thought it'd be that important to the show to have new sets built. Crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Plus, great design language on this thing. It's been around a planet. It's been hanging out by a wormhole.
Which is why it's always fun when they go to a flashback episode or an alternate universe where it's back at Bajor. They see a planet again. So it's always like, oh yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yes.
So it's an S.
I also really love it because as someone who works with 3D modelers, I love designs where it feels so wonderfully dimensional. But if you look at it, it's one pylon, clone 3 times. It is super easy to build in high detail because it's the definition of a clone and whatever. But it doesn't feel like copy and paste. But it absolutely is. Now they could have done variations of a theme with it had it been in CG. And there is a film that I've done in a Trek Shorts where I did modify a Deep Space Nine to be a different, it's a science lab station, and it was really fun to modify it to be super the same, but also feeling super different, and like the subtle differences to change. You know, that was really fun. That was a fun experience to do. Look forward to seeing that.
Indeed.
So yeah, and there are a few more famous ones left to put in the thing, guys.
Vader Fan 1 throws in $2. I meant the other bigger Jem'Hadar ship. Oops. No, that's the one we looked at. That is the biggest Jem'Hadar ship.
It is absolutely giant. It's like 6 galaxy classes wide or some long if you try to.
But if this is the one he's thinking,
it's the medium ship.
Yes. Which I personally think should be an S tier because.
Oh damn!
It is a cool design. We do see it a few times, more than the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, it's imposing looking. We see the interiors.
Batwing almost.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of scimitar-ish, honestly. So, yeah, I personally would put it...
Interiors, or weren't they just the bug ship interiors reused?
I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe an A tier for this one. Because we didn't see it as much as I would have liked. And if we did see it, it was in background of the shots, usually.
There's one amazing shot of it docked DS9. Or I mean, it was reused when I think they've taken over DS9 at that point, or where units come to give the official, like, we're at war unless you say no to war. And it's really fun because it's a really glowy thing, and it almost fills the entire docking berth and such. But yeah, apart from that, it's shockingly, because there's a really nice CG model. This is the real miniature. Beautiful, lovely. The CG model's really good. It really holds up really well. And yet it was never really focused on any battles. It's just always there doing something. The only time it's really focused on of worth that I can recall offhand is that when the Defiant passes it, shoots it, and then the whole thing explodes backwards. Which is an amazing shot. The going through the line moment.
Yeah,
it's a very big shot to do at the time to have the whole thing crumble and explode. That was a great shot. But it's not about the ship, it's about the moment more so.
Why did I think they were purple?
Well, they are kind of purple. It is.
Okay.
Let me show you. So that's the model in lighting to show a miniature. All right, let me swap for the CG version. That's the CG version.
Okay, so yeah.
A lot more saturated.
So do you agree should it be an A? Because it didn't get overplayed. It didn't get used as much as I think it should have been.
It never felt like a capital ship, though. It felt like a bigger ship that was in battles. Like, whenever I watched DS9 for some reason, because I knew what the bug ship bridge looked like. I always thought they were on the bug ship when they were looking at like Wayun and such. Like it felt like that set. There was never a custom set, so it was always kind of like the muscle but not the hero. I would love to have been like a Rataran. It was like a hero version. Oh man, I would say very high B. You can go A if you feel that strongly, because I don't think it's in it too much. Other than not as a hero. But I if you want to go A, for design wise, sure. I'm sort of in between. But it's not in it as much as it should have been, or at least meaningfully. Because it's in it lots, but not meaningfully. Go with your heart.
I'm gonna put it at A.
Okay. Well, wow, both Dominion ships. Hey, good job, guys. Well done.
I have spoken. I am the decider. Let's see. Schmo Buddy, $5. Akira-class retakes DS9. Invades Cardassia. Gets blowed up. Ample booms.
Yeah, it's a nice clear render of the DS9 version of the model, because of course it was made for First Contact, and then it was modified for DS9, and it was modified for Voyager. This is the DS9 version with the brown phaser strip ring and the weirdly purpley blue warp glows, which I hate. I think they should be the normal blue, not this weird blue. But I didn't make the choice, so yeah.
Perfect.
How do you remember the Akira from Deep Space Nine? Because that's the question that has to come next.
Can't say I specifically do. I hate how they never have ship names on these. Well, not never, but yeah, I don't specifically remember Akira in Deep Space Nine. Makes sense though, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's in it a few times as background, and they definitely didn't necessarily embrace the, hey, look, we have this future advanced ship that we could use at any point. We could. Hint.
And should.
Hint.
You're at war.
Hint. Just didn't kind of want to.
Yeah.
But it's in it enough. But yeah, they always focus on the old ships. You'd think this would take over. At least possibly anyway. Whoa, that is...
Stop destroying Mirandas and start destroying Akira's.
Well, there is that one shot also where it does burn. That's kind of the vibe of it. It kind of fires. But yeah, it's not in it very much. I mean, it's still the most used. The Saber is hyper background. The Norway, the Steam Runner.
New Orleans.
Nope.
Steam
Runner is again very. It's the most used, but yeah, I can't. Only in that fight over the asteroid that really used. And it's just one of the fleet, right?
So.
C, because it's in way more than everything in D.
Yeah.
I guess they're just. Yeah, and it's funny because while it's not the best 3D model in the world, you can make it look amazing. First Contact did. So.
You say D or C?
I said
D. Yeah.
No, I said C. Wait, no, what did I say? What did I say, guys?
I don't know.
I've lost the plot. Did I ever have the plot? Yes, maybe. I think I said C.
Shh.
Let's go with that.
Sure. Oh my. All right. Corey Erickson, $5. Borg Cube, Wolf 359 battle, or USS Melbourne, Cisco's ship. Well, pick one.
Was he on the Melbourne? I thought he was on Saratoga. Yeah, he was, because he
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, I'm a Trek fan.
No. What is
Oh
Trek?
shit! What have we been doing the last 10 years? Hey, dude, you got the poker face of a master. I believed you for at least 4 years of that.
Perfect.
Melbourne, Stuart. Excelsior. Hello, Stanley.
Wasn't. Well, hold. Oh, okay. Hold the phone for a second.
Phone is held.
Wasn't Cisco's ship a Miranda class?
Yeah, but he said Melbourne. That's Melbourne.
Oh.
Cisco
Why
was
is
on the
this Cisco
Saratoga.
ship? Yes.
Yes.
But then he corrected himself. He says, sorry, his ship was not the Melbourne, but the Saratoga. I don't know if he wanted it.
Well, I was only going on the Superchat shit. I was just... I hadn't seen that bit. I go swap it, it's fine. Yes, Saratoga. With a cool bridge.
I'm I got confused there. I'm like, wow, did I... What?
Yes.
The Yeager-class is on the list, turd. It is on F.
Soz. Not Soz. My official review. And there we go. There's a cool fan rendering of the Saratoga.
I mean, it's a great way to kick off Deep Space Nine. And to see an escape pod launch and to see the ship get blown up real good.
Real good.
Real good. Yeah, I think, like I said, it was a great introduction. And Martok as captain. Vulcan captain.
Wait, what? Those who didn't know, yes, JG's first appearance was as a Vulcan captain.
Yep.
For all of his few seconds screen time, he was indeed there. And it was great. He's actually rather good, considering.
Yeah. He's better as Martok, though.
Yes, he is.
But anyway, yeah. So I don't know where placing-wise this would go, but I think it's a very impactful moment. And it's great to see a different take on the Battle of Wolf 359 to actually be in the battle. So...
Effort and money be spent, yes.
I kind of want to put this one at a C, though.
Yeah, because it's okay. I appreciate that it wasn't just a normal Miranda. Cool. But it is also just a Miranda with those side non-phases. So they like kind of went there, and then stopped short, and didn't go there.
Yeah, those look like X-wing tips. They really do.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, I mean, I think a C feels good because it is the iconic oh damn ship. I mean, to kill your main character's wife in the first episode is not very nice, really, is it?
Well, it's his whole character to be a single dad, so.
Yeah.
Now, did he have a model of this in his office? I know he had the Daedalus class. He had like a space station. I seem to recall he had a model of this, but it was on the other side of the office that you never didn't see very often.
To have, surely.
I mean, that's the law. You're required to have a model of your former ship. Everyone does. I've served on a lot of ships. You've been to my house. You've seen all this. I've served on a lot of ships.
And I wasn't for the death penalty until that came in. I think it's just fair that if you don't represent every single ship, that you're mean. And mean people, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there a Connie on the list? They did appear in the giant battles.
No, they didn't.
There was no Connies in the giant battles. There's one Connie on the list, and that's from Trials and Tribulations.
Because they were not allowed to use a Connie because it confused the audience thinking it was Enterprise. Because we be dumb people.
Vader Fan 1, $2. Type 18 shuttle or Defiant shuttle pods, you pick. Defiant shuttle pods it is. But not the Chaffee.
It's the Type 18, yeah. This thing does not get enough love. It's only like 2 episodes.
I think it got just the right amount of love because it's not very attractive.
Boo!
I would have liked to see the Chaffee more. Honestly.
Yeah, that's too basic, bitch. It's just a Defiant, but smaller.
I know, but cool.
It is cool, but this is a new design.
It's also cool. And it's got a little figure in it. And you see it. It's cool. Yeah. I don't know how many times we saw this though.
Like I said,
more than the Chaffee.
Yeah, more. Yeah, it's the hero in 1, and then it fly. Yeah, 2. I think maybe 3, but it goes through Asteroid Belt. It's cool, and it's the one that they used to escape DS9 and with changing the founders. Like, it's an important thematic piece with a backdoor open pod that makes no sense because it's not the end of the shuttle, but okay, we're going to ignore that. There's the entrance back there. You can't open it, but okay. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. It's fine.
You are right. Didn't get enough love. It is kind of cool.
Because it's a proper design. Now, we did build one, and it is in Trek Shorts and Matt Borman did texturing. So I'm the only people to ever have a CG version of it, and it's weird in that it's so curved and flat that it lights really crappily. Because it's just, you just hit, there's only one angle you can get that kind of hits the edge, but then it's really hard to light. And also, if you want to see the one glowing part of it, which is the inner warp, or the warp slits, you don't see them from 90% of angles because they're recessed, so therefore you don't see them. It would have been great if they had almost Runabout style, little grills and like some more glowies, because glows are always fun if they're gently used,
Dan says maybe we should do a video where we rank all the types of shuttles. I think we've done the top 10 shuttles.
Yeah, we've done a ranking shuttles. Let me go find when.
Yeah. No.
We disagreed.
No, we never disagree.
7 months ago, on March 7th, 2024. 1,949 video views. Let's see, when does Dan appear in the chat? Aussie's right there at the start. Dan is right there. Dan's first comment in live was, are some of these shuttles on here twice because the variant stealth fly? Blah, blah, blah.
So we've already done it, Dan.
Yes. And I was very thorough because I was annoying. So I remember you like, this as well? It's like, yep.
When I got annoyed? I never get annoyed, Sam. Name one time that I've been annoyed besides that one.
Oh. Well, that's not fair, is it? I was doing so well.
All right, so this one, not seen enough. But when it was seen, it was really close by the camera. You saw a little figure in there. They had the little figure in the miniature.
It's gonna be a hero shot. Oh, ignored.
Yeah.
And it's not even the ship that gets the iconic from the Defiant shuttle bay shot, which makes it stand out, which is the other one, because it was CG and CG. I mean, it's got to be a D, even though that pisses me off, because it's not in it enough. And no one thinks of this one, because it's also not in the calendar, because there was never a CGI version, so it was never used beyond its only ever time appearance. And the other one was using calendars. I like it way more than D, but it's not in it enough. Not even the episodes it was in. Like, I know it's not the point of the episode, but when Defiant gets boarded by Jem'Hadar, it could have seen it leave, and that would be amazing. And to see it past bug ships, and nope, fade to black and then come back.
And General Grievous found one from 9 years ago,
and
then our 3 year ago discussion as well.
3 years ago? I said 7 months ago.
Welcome back, everybody. So Samuel.
Oh, well, that's like so. Yeah, we did a top 10 9 years ago, which was our preconceived ones.
Yes.
And when we started doing lives, and it was our. Which actually, in this, we just wanted just general discussion of them, and there'd be more shuttles because that was after Discovery and stuff had come out.
And those shuttles, fucking awesome.
That was only Federation. Oh yeah, amazing. Your hair's way longer and more flowy in that.
Longer, flowy.
And just to tell the audience, our official top 10, which is 2 5s, which is the joke about the top 10, it's just 2 5s.
Well, total's 10.
Why, I know. So your top 5, top 1, your best shuttle, Stuart, is a Type 9, just so you know. It's your favourite shuttle.
Can you put it on screen?
Not
Not the shuttle itself, but like the video.
Hold on.
Because I loved that top 10 format, the way that was laid out. I know it was a lot of work, but
yes,
it looked really cool. Go check those out, guys. Our top 10s.
Yes. Hold on.
We've done a lot of cool shit over the 10 years we've been around.
Hold 1 second. So we can reiterate our top 5 from almost a decade ago. And we should have known that Discovery Shuttle would be at the top of our list in hindsight. There you go. L-cars inside L-cars. So your number 1 shuttle, Stuart, is the Type 9. My number 1 shuttle is the Runabout. No, sorry, Delta Flyer. Freudian slip. Your number 2 is type 11. My number 2 is type 9. Your number 3 is Delta Flyer. Wow, we're just swapping. My number 3 is a Runabout, not a shuttle. I got bitched at by that. Your number 4 is the Subject 5 shuttle. Mine is the TOS shuttle. Your number 5 is the TOS shuttle. My number 5 is the TNG shuttle. It was tricky. I had to find side views, which was always annoying.
Don't know if I'd agree with that
I
today.
didn't think you would, no. I think you're a different man, Stuart. You're a different man.
I've evolved. I've adapted.
Yes.
I've changed. Classic for real, bruh. Came on just in time for it to be over. Was busy unsnowing stuff. Where are you that you have snow? I mean, I think Alberta got snow.
Well, just so he knows, ones we haven't looked at yet, if you want to suddenly insist we do a quick fire, in our current chart list, Stuart, we have still got the... Wait for it to load, wait for it to load, wait for it to load, wait for it to load.
That's so anticlimactic.
Ferengi Marauder, the...
There it is.
Excelsior-class, the Kelden-class, Kelden Negh'Var, Romulan Deredex, Cardassian Hideki, the Cardassian Freighter, the Bajoran Freighter number 1, and the Bajoran attack ship? Well, it's called Kira's something.
Kira's treasure.
And obviously in in Bajoran language, something is an honourable name. So Kira's something.
Yeah.
It's I'm being totally serious.
So we had a few set aside early on that you guys didn't get to, but this is the end of the live.
Yes.
So there are more to cover still, as there usually is with these. We usually have ones picked out beforehand that we just assume are no-brainers that people will mention, so we don't have to hunt for them. And then nobody ever mentions them.
But I feel like this has been interesting because you guys have wanted the heavy hitters right from the get-go. You've wanted us to talk about the big ones because DS9 is a contrast show. There's the big few, loads of mediums, and not a lot of small ones because all the small ones are the reuses of TNG for the most part. With TNG, they have to make them work by having a variant of a variant of a variant. There isn't 9 Shellyak variants in DS9.
And there has been no bumping. Nobody bumped something up to S in this one, so I haven't got a chance to use my little arrows.
And Turd says, the same thing you can say Curry, you see a TMP Connie? I do not believe that you can. Let's go look at that. Because
I don't think so.
Literally a rule, and they never built a CG of it either.
There's a secondary hollow one in the Battle of the Wolf 359 wreckage.
But of course, you could also argue that could be any other secondary hull of a whatever. Okay, so that's in a time to stand. Because that's like a common knowledge thing that there isn't. Let's go look. To everyone's annoyance.
Unless he's confused and he's just remembers seeing the Curry nacelle and it's a refit nacelle. That's kind of my thing.
In memory of Brandon Tartikoff. Sorry.
Tartikoff, yeah.
Last time on DS9. All the pew pews, and then we get in the shot we get an Akira, a Defiant, some Peregrines, a Bird of Prey, a Katinga, which is one of the rare Katinga sightings, the Tug, which is called a Tug. We see. I don't know what that ship is on the side. We see several Mirandas, loads of Mirandas. Oh, there's 3 Curries. And the stars aren't probably aligned with the shot either, which is weird. Yeah, no Connies. One ship I don't know what it is though. It might be another Curry, but I don't know. Let me get a still. But yeah, definitely no Connie.
Get a still. Let's throw it up. Yeah. We are ending though.
I know, but I'm intrigued.
I am as well.
I mean, famous shot, of course. As I said to you previously, the team never paid for the company never paid for the Katinga. So anytime we see a Katinga, it's because the team wanted to include it, etc. Come on, you. So it is this ship, right on the left.
That's another Curry, I think.
It probably is. I mean, but it's definitely weird. Because there's the 3 other carriers in the scene for sure.
Yeah. In terms of, I could have sworn there was a TMP Connie in DS9. No, I don't think there is.
So there's no Sovereign.
I know there isn't.
There's no Sovereign. There's no Connie refit, which both have been amazing to see. But they said no.
Yeah. So anyway, on that note,
Indeed.
thank you guys for joining us today. We really appreciate it. As always, Classic for Real is in trouble. It's spanking for not being here on time.
Which is probably why
Unless he likes that kind of thing.
So yeah.
Unless he likes that kind of thing. And then, I don't want to offer that. So anyway, thank you guys. We'll end that poll right now. Are you enjoying these themed character ship duo lives? Yes, do more. Do all shows. 61% is the winner. They're good. More variety, 30%. And okay, prefer the other live styles at 9% with 64 votes. So it's pretty good. We do have plans for other stuff in the coming weeks. Don't worry.
And boy, Enterprise and Voyager, loads of ships. Those are...
Yeah, TOS not so much, but we will do TOS as well.
We
and TOS, if we are we going to do remastered versus original? Because if somebody wants the original blob of light and then the remastered actual shape, I mean, that'd have to be separate super chats, I would assume.
I mean, the Aurora...
the Aurora
isn't the same design. So... But as we said previously, when we say TOS, we include TOS movies. So it does include the initial run, as TNG include TNG movies. So a bit of a fun addition there. Just adds a little bit of extra power.
So be sure to come back and join us for those.
Yeah. And our Lower Decks content starting for us tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be doing my first reaction to the next episode, which is tomorrow. And then Friday, of course, we'll do our edited review and our complete live breakdown review of the episode. So join us for those.
So do join support Lower Decks. We need that support, so thank you to make sure we can keep doing them because we need that support. And this Saturday, I should be releasing my next Trek shorts. Which in fact, the last short I had almost finished before the Prodigy stuff took over. So it's been 90% finished for like a year. So it's been weird to go back and slowly finish it over time, as you do. That's a DS9. We decided it's a DS9 dock. So if you want to see some fun stuff there, tune in on Saturday. I'll hopefully be able to get the house poster out tonight. We'll see.
Cool.
Yeah. So you'll get a link if I can get it done today. You'll get a link today. So
sure.
Keep an ear out for the bling.
Somebody hit the like button, get to 60 likes. But anyway, we are out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. We'll see you soon. Till next time. He's that guy.
He's that guy.